Thanks for joining us on Bowl Fast Talk Straight on a day where Shreyas became of age. Well, the young Indian batsman, for me, showed his quality of next development in his development in his career. Shreyas got his cap this morning off Sunil Gavaskar, got a chance to make his Indian debut. And this is a kid, obviously, India's been watching for quite some time now, playing around about 50 first class matches with all the big guns, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, KL Rahul getting injured, Rishabh Pant not playing, a chance for one of the younger players to play 50 first class matches is quite an education into the game. And obviously captain of one of the IPL franchises, says that this young man is going in the right direction. And, boy, did he not disappoint. I thought he batted absolutely beautifully throughout the game. A little bit nervous at the start, but I thought his innings was first class, along with Ravindra Jadeja. But right at the top of the day, G.K. Rahane called right, decided he was going to bat first on a wicket which I think both sides have read is going to spin. It's going to break up and it's going to turn. So, to see the wickets that fell this morning first up was a bit of a surprise. New Zealand put the ball in the right area. Tim Southee asked some good questions in and around that off stump. I thought picking the bowlers was Kyle Jamieson. Throughout the day, I thought he bowled fantastically well. He looked a threat. His lengths were absolutely impeccable. His ability to swing the ball in and out. He had it a touch wide early, and then he found his radar going that little bit straighter. And he challenged for me the inside and the outside edge of the Indian batsman throughout the day. And if anything, disappointing, the spin bowlers when they came on after Southee came off after 3 overs, just didn't quite give Kane Williamson the control that he would have wanted in that first session. So first session down, what was it, 82 for 1 in the first session with Agarwal the only wicket to fall for 16. There was a chance for Ijaz Patel. He had Shubman Gill, LBW, stone dead in front of all three on 6, and just didn't appeal. Just forgot to appeal, whether it was caught up in the emotion, whether he thought because Gill had come down the wicket that he was outside the 3 meter, the 2 meter mark, 3 meter mark, whichever it is, that would deem that it would be umpire's call. But if they had a reviewed, New Zealand would have been off to what would have been a fantastic start. So first session was all about India. I thought they batted beautifully in the first session. And then straight after lunch, there was a little passage of play where Jamieson got the ball in the right area. And then Southee got the ball to reverse swing. Jamieson bowled Shubman Gill. And then a fantastic bit of bowling by Tim Southee. He got the ball to reverse in onto off stump. Got the ball to go in, first 2 balls of an over, and then got the ball to go away to Pujara. And then all of a sudden, Pujara feels as though he's got to play because of the outside, to bring the outside edge into play. And then I thought, you know what? They've got a chance here. They've got a chance to make good inroads into this India side. We've got a question here. What about the New Zealand bowling performance? Well, for me, to be honest, Xavier, and it was a tale of 2 halves. It was a tale of 2 halves. The seam bowling was first class for me. Excellent bowling. I thought Southee and Jamieson were brilliant. Southee had to go off a couple of times because of a little groin niggle. I thought Jamieson and Southee were excellent. I thought the spin bowlers were inconsistent. They were below par. Haven't bowled for a while, which doesn't help. And then, to culminate with all that, you put them on a subcontinent wicket, which has turned a little bit against fantastic players of spin. If you're not quite at it, then I think then you're in real trouble. And I think that was the case. They were below par with Somerville, didn't give me enough control, not as much control as I'm liking. I thought um, I thought Ravinder was bowled passages better. I thought he could have bowled more than the other two. He bowled the right trajectory and the right flight for me, and the lengths were quite good on a surface which was just turning just a little bit, give me a little bit more control. But I thought Ijaz Patel was below par as well. Didn't quite give the control that the two seamers would want and what Kieran Williamson would want. And then all of a sudden, New Zealand are in the game. Well, at 145 for 4, they're in the game. You feel as though 2 wickets now, as the old cliche goes from from the field. You see 2 wickets now, 160 for 6. And you feel as though the advantage of the tossers is back in evenly balanced. So they just let India get in, get going, get away. 2 senior players in Pujara and Rahane batted for quite a bit of time, looked in, not bad touch. And all of a sudden, they find a way to get out. I thought it was a good bit of bowling by Southey to get Pujara. Jamieson bowled a wide one outside off stump after bowling very tightly, excuse me, to Rahane. And Rahane's just tried to hit too hard inside edge back onto the stump. So from that point of view, New Zealand would have fancied themselves in the game. And fast forward to the rest of this test match, the way Shreyas Iyer's batted, Pujara and Rahane are really going to be questioned about their place in that next test match because Virat Kohli's got to come back in. I know KL Rahul's out, but Virat Kohli's got to come back in. And where does he come back in? Well, it could be that he comes back in for one of the two of the older brigade of Rahane or Pujara. So they'll have to score runs in the next test match. But when it comes to the way Shreyas Iyer batted, he's a little bit scratchy early doors, got a boundary away in his first 10 balls, ran down the wicket the next over, hit a 6. And from there, he looked in really comfortable ease, batted with a cap on for quite a while against the spin bowlers, knocked the ball down the ground very nicely. And when he wanted to hit the big shot, he seemed to come out and he cleared the rope nicely on a pitch which wasn't really conducive to score and hit, fast free. It wasn't a fast free scoring pitch. You had to work hard for your runs. And a special mention for Jadeja, because I thought Ravinder Jadeja batted beautifully, probably kept Iyer going at one end, understood the way the game was going, what the partnership needed, sitting in the middle period, let the New Zealand bowlers have their little good spell, and we'll make them pay later on if we're still in the last session. And I think that's what they did. Aritris, what's it? If Pujara is dropped, who do you reckon will replace him? Suryakumar Yadav, possibly Suryakumar Yadav. But I think if you drop Pujara now for the next test match, then obviously Virat Kohli's got to come back in and regain the captaincy. And will Virat want to go back in and bat number 3? I'm not so sure. Will Rahane go up and bat number 3? I think it would be a pretty tall ask to ask Shreyas Iyer to go in and bat number 3 in his second test match. So Rahane or Kohli will have to go and take the responsibility and go in first wicket down if that is the change that is made. So all in all, it's ready for a fascinating day tomorrow. First hour will be the old cliche won by New Zealand if they put the ball in the right area, because we've seen this morning there was a little smog cover which seemed to be heavy in the air, which got the ball to swing. It zipped about a bit. The ball is brand new. Southey hopefully will have some treatment and he will be able to hit the crease quite hard. Jamieson carries on from what he did today, and there will be a threat first thing tomorrow morning. If India get in, face the first 5 or 6 overs, no wickets down, then for me, I can see them getting 350 plus. And if they do that, there's only one winner in this test match. And that would be India, and probably inside 4 days. So if you got this far, like, subscribe, leave a review, leave a comment, and we'll be back tomorrow straight after the day's play. Thanks for joining.